The calendar read October 14, 2006. 8-year-old Samuel Boelke was at Crater Lake. He was with his father, Kenneth. They were near Cleetwood Cove, a simple day out in nature. Or so it seemed. Samuel, full of life, saw something glint. He thought it might be gold, a yellow rock on a cinder slope. He ran towards it, a playful dash. His father watched him go. Then in moments he was gone, vanished from sight. Kenneth Boelke called out. No answer came back. He climbed the slope. Sammy was not there. He had disappeared over the rise, into the woods. The air grew cold. A sense of unease settled. How could a child just vanish, so quickly, so completely? The vastness of Crater Lake National Park suddenly felt immense. It felt predatory. Samuel was just a small boy, alone in the wilderness. The initial moments of confusion turned to dread. Kenneth searched frantically. His calls echoed unanswered. The day was fading. The park's beauty transformed. It became a menacing backdrop. Every shadow seemed to hide something. Every rustle of leaves sounded a false alarm. Samuel was wearing a blue winter coat, red suede slip-on shoes, clothes that should have been visible, yet there was nothing. The park authorities were alerted. The official search began, but Samuel Boelke had stepped into a void. He left no footprints for them to follow, no signs of struggle, no dropped belongings. It was as if the land itself had opened, as if it had swallowed him whole. This was not just a missing person case. This was something else, something deeply unsettling, the kind of event that defies easy explanation, the kind that haunts the wild places. Samuel Boelke was not just any 8-year-old, he was 4 feet, 11 inches tall. He weighed about 85 pounds. He had brown eyes and short brown hair. A passionate child, his family said, sometimes stubborn. He experienced the world differently. He had a mild form of autism. This shaped his reactions, his perceptions. Loud noises could frighten him. Bright lights too. These were things to consider. He had an affinity for small spaces. He liked to hide. This was a known trait, a significant one. Years before, at a day camp, he hid so well during a game, so thoroughly. The staff called police and fire services. They searched and searched. His mother, Kirsten, finally called out. She told him he had won the game. Only then did Samuel emerge. He also liked to dig, to burrow into the earth, to make himself unseen. Sammy enjoyed the outdoors. He had camping experience with his family, but he lacked formal wilderness survival training. An 8-year-old boy, with a tendency to hide. Would he understand the true danger? If he thought it was still a game of hide and seek with his father, he might stay hidden, waiting, believing he was winning. This possibility chilled investigators. It complicated everything. His parents, Ken and Kirsten, were divorced. They both lived in Portland, Oregon. They knew their son. They understood his unique ways, his fear of loud sounds, his need for enclosed spaces. Could he have found a den, a crevice, a place to feel safe from the overwhelming forest? These characteristics were crucial. They painted a picture of a child who might react to fear, by disappearing even more completely, by seeking refuge in the silence. The search for Samuel Boelke was massive. Over 200 people joined the effort. They combed an area of 6 square miles, 4,000 acres of rugged terrain. For a week they pushed through the wilderness. Hope was a flickering candle. Against a gathering storm of doubt, search dogs were brought in. Their keen noses swept the ground. Helicopters thundered overhead. Their blades beat against the silence. Heat-sensing cameras scanned the forest, looking for a small, warm signature, a sign of life. Tracks were spotted from the air. Excitement flared briefly. Then it died. The tracks belonged to wildlife, not to a lost boy. Technical crews faced daunting tasks. They searched steep slopes leading from the caldera's rim, down towards the deep, cold water. A drop of 700 to 1,000 feet. It was considered unlikely he fell. Obstacles littered the path. Teams came from all over. Jackson, Klamath, and Deschutes counties sent help. National Park search experts arrived. They came from California, from Washington, from Oregon. Specialist rescue teams from Mount Hood, from Mount Rainier. Local U.S. Forest Service personnel, Bureau of Land Management employees, all united in a desperate quest. Yet the mountain held its secrets close. It yielded nothing. The official search was called off, October 23, 2006, 9 days after Samuel vanished. Authorities stated they did not suspect foul play. This is a common refrain in these cases. No evidence of an animal attack, no signs of an accident, just absence. A void where a child should be. Heavy snowfalls began. The park averages over 500 inches a year. The landscape was buried. Samuel's mystery was buried with it. For a time. Crater Lake National Park is a place of stark beauty and profound mystery. Established in 1902, it covers 183,224 acres. The lake itself is a caldera. Formed around 7,700 years ago, the volcano Mount Mazama collapsed, creating a void nearly 2,148 feet deep. This is the deepest lake in the United States, the 9th deepest in the world. Its waters are incredibly pure, fed only by rain and snowfall. No rivers flow in or out. The lake has its own strange features. The Old Man of the Lake, a full-size tree log, bobbing vertically for over a century, preserved by the cold, clear water. It drifts, untethered, a silent, ancient mariner. The climate is subalpine, summers are mild but frost can occur, winters are intensely cold, snow can linger until mid-July. The lake's surface temperature rarely warms even in summer. It's a shock to the system, a place of elemental power. The Klamath people hold Crater Lake sacred. Their legends speak of its creation, a battle between Skell, spirit of the above, and Lau, spirit of the below. Lau's spirit, they say, still resides in the lake. When angered, Lau might appear, as a giant crayfish, snatching people from the rim, dragging them into the dark, cold depths. These are ancient stories, but they speak to a primal fear, a sense of unease that clings to the place. Samuel Beilke's disappearance remains unsolved. No trace of him has ever been found. No clothing, no remains, nothing. He ran up a slope. He vanished into the trees, into the very fabric of Crater Lake. The questions linger, haunting, unanswered. Did he hide too well? Did the terrain claim him? Or did something else happen? Something inexplicable. In a place where the veil between worlds feels thin, the mystery endures, a chilling testament to the unknown.